But what got me was that, like, Tamlin's there. There's 6 hounds in him. He's dying. They're trying
Yeah,
to
he's
track him.
getting messed
Too many
up. And even
people.
the King of Hybern's pissed off at him.
Yeah, and he's just like, right, that's it. And he just jumps huge, like a unicorn, through the thing, like through the hole that they just made, and disappears. Pew! Jumps away from the hounds, off the cliff, the longest he's ever gone, over the sea, through the shields, and disappears. And I was like, what is this magical unicorn? What?
It's a tremendous leap through the hole and then winnows away without looking at Feyre. So it's just proof that he is not a bad guy. He's just stupid.
Hear this. Tamlin was surrounded by hounds, bleeding, panting, and still in that beast form. He did not glance towards us. As he broke away, he leapt far, far and wide, further than any beast or fae should. The wind he'd sent my way, now guiding him towards the hole we'd swept through. Tamlin cleared it and winnowed away, not looking at me as we vanished away. I was like, what?
Literary labyrinth, labyrinth, literary labyrinth, labyrinth, literary labyrinth, labyrinth, literary labyrinth.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Literary Labyrinth. And I'm one of your hosts, Linda. I am the slow reader. And also we have
Me,
Leela.
I'm Leela, and I am a faster reader than she is. So, yes, welcome on in.
Yeah, welcome in. And yes, as you know, we are making our way through the Court of Thorn and Roses series, and we are on A Court of Wings and Ruin. I'm making our way through that at the moment. And if you're wanting to read along with us, make sure that you're following along on all our social media platforms. We're on TikTok and we're all on Instagram. And you can also follow us on YouTube. So make sure that you follow along on our ACOWAR adventures. So
Yes.
this part, we're getting to the end now. So
Slowly but surely.
slowly. And I think at the last part, we got to meeting back with our old pal, the Suriel, who is my favorite
The
character of the whole
Suriel.
series.
Yes. So yeah, thank you again for joining us on the podcast. This is what we're going to talk about. We should probably have one more episode and then we'll be finished with this book. Well, which chapters are we reading today?
Yep. So we're starting from chapter 58 and we've read all the way to chapter 70. So let's kick it off with chapter 58, where there's a big battle going on. Freya doesn't think she needs to be there. She's like, I'm off then. I'm going to go find the Suriel and find some answers. Why now? We don't know why.
Can I just say, we're going to get straight into it because I do not like this book right now. I don't like it. And I'm going to say it straight up. It's infuriating. I don't know anybody at this point. I was having a conversation as well with my friend about it. And we're going to get into every piece. And she was like, oh, you're really not liking this book? And I said, explain to me what part of this section am I supposed to like? And she's like, well, I like all the Nesta Cassian stuff. And I said, there's not really much going on with them, as we've discussed in our previous episodes. So for me to like it enough, it's very much a Feyre-driven book. And I can say officially right now, I don't like her. I don't like Feyre. I don't like her.
You don't like her at the moment.
Her.
You might like her in a little bit.
No, it's done. Cemented.
So you don't like
so
it?
We're going to... No, I'm not happy right now. And we'll go into the next chapter and we'll find out why that is as well. Chapter 58, we ended our last episode saying the Suriel was like, oh, hello, Feyre, Cursebreaker, you need my services again, because, of course, the Suriel knows everything.
It's like a computer cheat. It's just like, just the computer cheating. I'm not winning.
Cheat code.
Cheat code. Yeah.
Cheat code. So, yes, continue. What happens,
he
Linda?
meets the Suriel, puts a cloak out. Not a chicken this time. comes about.
No.
Like, hey, you wish to know where Hybern is hiding its army? Straight to the point. That's why I love them so much. They're just like, right, this is what you want to
Cut
know.
the crap. Yeah.
And they're like, well, actually, he can't see. He's like, he or they, I don't know. As if it's a she. But even they cannot see it. There's some magic cloaking it with the cauldron, so they can't see. Far older than I am. And then,
Yeah.
but then they're like, but why not search for it already? Because you got one who can find it. And it's obviously everyone, it's so obvious. Like, just use Nesta. Duh.
I know
She,
that the Suriel didn't say anything that I didn't already know.
yeah. They're like, Nesta can track the cauldron. Light calls to
And
light.
Feyre's like, what? And I'm like, wake up.
Wake up and smell the coffee beans.
I know. Anyway, but the Suriel's being very kind and laying it out for her because she doesn't know anything until, you know.
Isn't what she's saying? Like, I know that Nesta's unskilled, so just give her some bones to do the talking for her. Scurrying. I don't. Is it scrying?
Scrying. Yeah.
Scurrying.
Scurrying along.
Yeah. And she's just like, okay, right, I'll try that. Do you think you could leash its power without a cost? Do I need to die for it to be stopped? So she's like, yeah, because that's why the spell didn't work before. In end of book 2, she got pulled away from it because there's a cost if you want to destroy the cauldron. You got to die.
Right. So that's kind of answered the thing. It's like, yeah, well, you didn't finish the spell. You should have died. And it's, with all due respect to that, Feyre's like, I already died once. I'm not dying again. Okay. Enough's enough. Come on. So you're like, no, unless she's going to do some like Buffy the Vampire Slayer sacrifice, you know.
Oh, yeah. And then he's like, she doesn't even ask the question, but he kind of sees that, like, yeah, you're not like really winning this. Just tell the silver-eyed one that the answer lies on the second and penultimate pages of the book, okay? You know, right? Whatever you're looking for, it's those pages.
Oh my God, Amren. Yeah, you know how Amren's been going at this forever? Yeah, this is what it is. And then she's like, I see. Okay, fantastic. But then as she's telling her that about the Book of Breathings,
know
an
the
ash
hero's
arrow. Sorry. I guess as the Suriel is telling them the Book of Breathings, that's the penultimate pages. Just get on it, Amren. An ash arrow slices through her throat. And you're like, okay. Oh dear. But it's okay. She will survive. It's fine. Suriel's super thinks they were just distracted. It's all great. Feyre apparently dodges the other arrows. But guess who's shooting them? Ianthe and her 2 Hybern soldier posses. Okay, now listen here. All right. Why wasn't Ianthe just murdered initially? Instead, she's like, walk among this earth with a broken hand. That wasn't enough for me. Because the problem is, if you want her to pay, you're like, okay, do this. But she just needed to die because she was going to get in the way, like a situation such as this. And now poor Suriel's had to deal with an arrow stuck in her throat. Great, thanks so much. And Ianthe's going, hey.
But why did this Suriel not foresee this? It foresees everything. Terrible meeting.
I say it's Feyre's fault. That's what I say.
Either the Suriel knew and just was like, yeah, right then.
No, it's all Feyre's fault. It's all Feyre's fault. It's Feyre's fault that she was there, and it's Feyre's fault that Ianthe's still alive. It's as simple as that. Maybe Feyre counted too many chits. She had too much chits. She used them up, and the Suriel was kind of going, you know what, Feyre, I'll give you another chit on the house. And then the universe was like, too many chits.
She has had but thrice chits.
Yeah, too many chits. Double chit, no thrice. So we get to chapter 59, and Ianthe's there looking her badass self, going with her messed up hand, and she's
you
like,
didn't?
oh, you were...
But you talked to Freya. That's how I assume she talks.
How come you talking to Freya or Feyre, sorry. And and the Suriel is obviously just like on the floor right now. So Ianthe is giving Feyre the once over and saying, you know, that Suriel wouldn't talk to me, and I'm annoyed about that, so I'm gonna kill you and the Suriel. And yeah.
But wait about this. So she said, "How did you find us?" And she said, "Well, I know you'd come looking for the Suriel, so the King of Highburn put a tracker on that cloak I gave the Suriel, and that's how I found you." And I was like, "Wait a minute, that's a long shot. That's not planning. That's a really long shot."
Right, hear me out. Hear me out. This is exactly what you just said. This is my problem with Sarah J. Maas now. Too many long shots. Now remember, everyone gets a pass. Do you remember she had a pass at the ladies from the last book of the Wraith, the Water Wraiths?
Oh yeah, that they
coming
just
to save
turned
her,
up at the right time.
right? So here's another one. Okay? Here's another sitch. Oh, I tracked it. That's how I knew. Okay. That one's even further for me. And because there's been so much waffle to this point, I'm very much going, I don't know if I want to give you that path. Just saying. So the dying Suriel is there, and Feyre's like, Suriel's like, go, 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 get out, like,
They're off to
yeah,
get you.
run for
Yeah.
your life.
She's all like,
Because her magic,
I've got like the King of Highburns like done things in my head and like helped me to break your curse and all this kind of stuff. I'm gonna get you now and kill you. And she chases her into the woods. And Freya's like, "Oh my god, I can't remember why she can't
yes.
wizard away, willow. What you call it? Winnow away."
Apparently her magic's depleted.
Great. Oh yes, because she
Convenient.
so many times to get there that so now she's running through the woods, and then
She's running
like,
low on her battery.
and she's like, "Oh, where could I go? I know, the Weaver's house. Didn't cause too much
Smart.
damage there."
But it's kind of funny because when she goes into the Weaver's cottage, it starts talking to her, or she starts talking rather than it. Sorry,
Yeah.
Weaver. And she's going, I can smell my brother on you.
You have to see
'Cause
my twin.
the bone carver.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the Weaver didn't just like immediately launch onto Feyre and rip her throat out, let's be honest.
But you
And
killed my chimney.
she's like, why are you here? And then she's like, dinner.
I thought that was good. That was good when she just went like she's holding the door open, and then she went, "Here's dinner," and then shut it behind her. And Ianthe
Yeah,
and her
it was,
dog stuck in.
but it was insane because it's like Ianthe died and the two Highburn soldiers died by her quickly getting them in the cottage, shutting the door behind her and leaving them to it, and then the Weaver, whatever, eating them, pulling their hair out. I have no idea how they consume flesh. But I was just like, Ianthe, I kind of seen, okay, so we now know Ianthe is dead now. So
I hope she's
before,
dead. She could come back again. Everyone comes back in the cauldron.
everybody could, but let's for sake say she's dead. Okay, this is it.
Yeah.
That's how we understood it. They're dead. What was the point of this character?
I think she was supposed to be Regina George of the Maas universe.
But she wasn't. That's my point. But she wasn't. She came in, Tamlin, manipulation. Understood. Okay. She was a pawn in the Highburn game. But it wasn't a big enough, I don't know, it was just a bit lackluster. It's if you've kept her alive after breaking her hand and then she dies just because the Weaver cottage after killing a Suriel, you're just kind of okay. It was just the
There's not enough baddies. There's a King of Highburn. Who else are they fighting? They're not fighting Jury anymore because he's technically
no.
like we don't know. Like
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Yeah.
And she killed
I know
those
that
two.
Ator's done.
Yeah, Attar's done. Beren is still again questionable, and we know Kier is questionable. So basically, we needed a baddie.
Fair. I mean, okay, well, anyway, so she manages to go have some dinner, the Weaver has the dinner, and she treks back after hearing the screams of Ianthe and the Highburn soldiers to the Suriel. Fair dues. Check on the Suriel. So at this point, I'm reading it going, yeah, go back to the Suriel, mend the wounds, make sure she's cool. Or, I mean, sorry, I keep saying it's a she, sorry. Go back to the Suriel. Go back to the Suriel, make sure they're okay, and heal their wounds. So Feyre gets back to the Suriel, and the Suriel's dying, and they're saying, don't use any of your powers because I already know you don't have enough to save me, and you'll hurt, pretty much pass out or whatever. So the Suriel says a nice, beautiful thing, don't they? They sort of say, like...
Well, yeah, they say, stay until the end and just hold my hand. And I'm like, oh, what? My favorite character. What are you doing? And yeah, it's just really sad. And then they were saying that you were kind before your fears. And then she's crying. I'm like, well, you don't deserve this. This is like, give them some of your like dawn power, healing power to like just get them over their line a bit.
Something. Yeah, or give them something to keep them over until they can get some extra medicine or something. And then she just says, the Suriel, doesn't she say something like,
yes, leave this world a better place than you found it.
That's it. I mean, so I finished that chapter and I wanted to throw the book. How can you bring the Suriel? Because I said this to you. I said, you've created a character that's too powerful, all-knowing, is too accessible as well in terms of, I'll just track them. Hey, I've got a question for you.
Just give them a cloak.
And what she's done is gone, because I don't want Feyre guessing the next thing or the next thing, I'm going to kill the Suriel. That's not what she should have done. What she should have done is she should have said, I can only help you this last time. That's it. There's no other things I can do. Your time is up. I leave this world or whatever or something, and my sisters and brothers will come, or I don't know, like you could invent something. You don't have to kill them.
Yeah, no, I was very upset. The Suriel is my favorite character and they have gone.
Yeah. And I spoke to other people as well about this because they said, have you got to that part? And I said, what, this? And they were going, yeah, it's awful, isn't it? And some people go, yeah, but it's turmoil. No, it was completely unnecessary. It was unnecessary.
But then she's crying there, being sad, and the Suriel's died. And then Helion just comes there, just pops up and
Where
says,
the hell did Helion come from?
Yeah, he's just like, hey, I was just searching for you. Hold on. And then he just winnows her away and says, let's get you to the camp.
So, give me a second. So, Suriel, she could have held on. See, hear me out. She could have used her dawn powers for a little bit, keep the Suriel at bay. Helion would have come, and then they could have transported the Suriel. Yeah. So, it's complete, utter nonsense.
So nonsense. That they didn't have to die. It was terrible. That's quite sad. Yeah.
It was. I'm infuriated by that, as I'm sure many of you listeners were infuriated by when the Suriel died, because they have the tea, and now we know getting it.
Or it could be that the Suriel just had enough. It was sick of going. I was just like, I'm sick of this.
I mean, fair.
Just give me it. I don't care anymore.
I mean, fair. I mean, I understand that. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm not happy about it. Not happy about it.
Yeah. So anyway, Helion just magically appears and winnows her back to the camp. And this kind of got me a bit annoyed because, like, everyone's just like, where the hell you been, Freya? Like, there was a battle and you just pissed off and left everyone here. Luckily, we won. Thank God.
Oh, yeah, by the way, no one, we actually won. Good day. But she's too busy blood splattered from the blood from the Suriel. Sad, crying. And then, she's telling, Helion, I think.
Oh God, the Suriel's sad. And he's like, oh, that's sad. Cassian has been gravely injured because
Yeah, so Cassian's real bad shape. His guts were literally hanging out, and they had to like put them back in. And we're all pissed at him. And he's just telling us to go do one. I would do it again. But anyway, that's just Cassian being all butch and badass. And so then Feyre goes in with everybody to see Cassian, make sure he's all right.
Yeah.
He's healing. He's not doing so great, but he's healing. And Feyre encounters Nesta, who does not. She clearly looks very concerned about Cassian.
Concerned.
And Moore looks at Feyre, pissed off.
Oh yeah, will you go,
royally.
girl?
So I'm sorry. You know when I told you to stay, you just told me, nah, I'll lie to you. And yeah.
I love Reese is just like, you're always free to go, but I think maybe try and leave a note next time. And I was like, how long was this girl gone for? Like, how long did this battle go on for? It must have been hours and hours. She went
I think it's been, I think she, no, but also you have to think of the time that it took her to get to that location. So that could have been 2 hours, right? If you think about, or even, let's say it was an hour, right? So she's gone the whole north.
I think, yeah, because she went into the middle. And so it must have taken her about 3 hours at least. Then she had that whole episode with the Suriel and stuff, and that's another 2 hours. She's been gone 5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long ass time, and she's just zero remorse. And Moore starts accusing Feyre of lying to her, going off to find the cereal, which obviously she did, and without informing her of their plans, because Moore's had to go to Reese when obviously you can imagine Reese is gone, where the hell is my wife, Feyre? Yeah. And then she's gone, I don't know. I told her to stay there and now she's not there and I don't know what to do. And I'm sort of like, fair enough. That's a shitty situation to be put into. But then Feyre just goes back to Moore and goes, well, you know, you're also lying to everyone by having casual sex with men such as Helion without acting on, you know, your love for Asriel. And you're like, Feyre, you don't even understand that relationship yet. So shut the hell up, you bitch.
Yeah. She basically is just like, yeah, she was nasty to Reese because he was just like, please just let us know if you go somewhere. And he's just like, yeah, you wouldn't let me go. And he's like, I am not Tamlin. I've been doing it the whole time that I let you do what you want. Like, and she's like, whatever. And then like, yeah, more, like, and then she goes to more like, Moore's just like, oh yeah, like you're supposed to like trust me and you're not there and you're my high lady. Do you understand what it means to imply you don't trust us to help you? And she doesn't take it. She's like, yeah, but what about you and Cassian and Asriel?
Yeah, she's super
and I'm like,
defensive. She's super defensive. Now, at this point, I'm not like, I'm with Moore. I'm like, that is a shitty thing for you to do because Moore is
more put her life in the line for you, and she trusted you, and then you go behind your back, and you're just like,
yeah, I know. So she's not exactly being nice about it because the other point of it is she's trying to get her to understand being a high lady is a big deal. You're not just Reese's wife or, you know, a good friend. You're the high lady. That is such a huge deal in the Fae Kingdom, which Feyre I don't think gets at all. She's just going, whatever. Yeah. And so they have that fight and then it's sort of, they go away and try to cool off, and we go into chapter 62.
Moore tells her to get out. She's like, fine. And then Amren's there going, hey, I brought the book. They're like, what the frickin' hell are you? So that's how, yeah, we go to chapter 62.
Yeah, so Feyre speaks to Amren, who sort of advises her to speak with Moore again. You know,
please.
The next day after the battles kind of eased off. This is the next day, and now they've cooled down a bit. Perhaps you should talk to her. And then Amren is having heard about Feyre's conversation with the Suriel. She now knows what pages to look at.
And is saying to as well, like, I brought my bag of bones so Nesta can do her. Sorry, what is it? Skirrying?
Scrying.
Scry.
Scrying.
Scrying.
Scrying. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's
a
just
real
made up.
thing, yeah.
Oh,
No,
right,
it's a
cool.
real thing. Yeah.
Well, she could do a scrying. Bones and stones.
You like go like this and then you put them down and then the bones go in a way.
Where they may lay.
Yes. And then she can read them. So,
Read that.
yes. But what happens?
She gives her the bones, and she don't do
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and then she says, Nesta, hold it in your mind. She follows the instructions, Nesta. Nesta's going, okay, I will do what I can and I will feel where the cauldron may be. And Nesta goes into Feyre goes into Nesta's mind while she's doing this process.
Yes, to help out there. And she's like, right, so she took a step into her mind, and it's all dark, and they can feel the cauldron, and it was like some sleeping beast there, and she sees the army, and they're all there, and she's like, oh crap, it's huge. It's at the west coast, isn't it? Of the
Yeah, it's in Glasgow. Yeah, it's just Glasgow, West Coast.
It's in the Mortal Lands, so it's in the west coast of Mortal Lands, and the west edge of the human territory, and that's where she throws the stones. But that's not until like Nesta goes pale and she'd seen the size of the army and Highburn, and the it had spotted her too. So she would have probably got stuck in
Apparently,
that.
it's got like some kind of eyeballs or something. It's like, I can see you, girl.
Going, I can see you. I see you. Now you're gonna come get you. And she's like, Shiza. So I think Freya
And then
pulls
they're
her out.
trying to, then they get pulled out. And that's a precursor for another mess up that they have just put themselves in. Anyway, we'll get to it.
So that's happened. They're all having a bit like, they're like, okay, now we know where they are. We've got to tell the other High Lords. Like, Callus hasn't even arrived yet, so it's just Tarquin and Helion. Like, where the hell are these peeps? So now, how long does it take them to go places? So yeah, Tamlin has chosen who to back in this war. Oh yeah, Tamlin's gone back, hasn't he? Back over to the Highburn side.
Highburn. Yeah.
Can't trust him anymore. But there's only like 4 High Lords now.
Yeah,
So
but we also were
anyone can.
kind of thinking that Tamlin made a deal so they can't really get out of it magically.
Like, he might die if he like breaks the curse. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, still a dumbass decision anyway, but still, that's
So
kind
yeah,
of where
they
we're
tell
at with
High
Tamlin.
Lords, this is where they are. We're gonna move, but this is the cringe moment. The cringe moment is that like Tarquin comes in with Varian and he spots Amren. Do you know the bit I mean? And they just look at each other and they drop to his knees around Amren's chair, took her shocked face and just kissed her. And I was like, what? Do I need that? Do I need that? No, I don't need that right now.
He kissed her and then she wraps her legs around him and then they obviously go off to have sex.
Yeah, in a tent somewhere. Woo. With all the dead people around them.
Hear me out. Okay. So, I love a bit of smut. I'm all here for it. But what's happening in this is just out of nowhere. We kind of get that Varian and Amren probably had something going on. But when it just sort of shoots up and everybody goes, oh, they're having sex. Cool. I'm a bit kind of, all right. That was just a bit randomly planted in this book at a random time. There was no...
Yeah.
I don't know. I need a little bit more story than just that. Okay. It's almost like she just put it there for the sake of putting it there. I'm all for Amren and Varian having a whatever, but don't just randomly just there.
There you go. What do you want?
Yeah, it's like another sex scene. Boom. Zero context. Great. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. That's it. Like,
there's no sense of yearning or understanding or something. And I know it's not about Amren, it's about Feyre, but
it was sort of like, okay, there's this bit of the story, they've got to get to the battle. Yes, there's this like little romance going on, and you're like, what? No, I feel like that could have
That's
been
what
given
I'm saying.
more time to like develop and stuff. This is just like, oh, that's it, right? Okay, they're off now. Now we must go for battle. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was just it's sort of just a thing that's happening. Like, I'm gonna get some milk from the fridge. That's what that was like. Varian and Amryn are now
Yeah.
snogging and gonna have sex. And then even Feyre's going, I wonder what escapades they're. You know what they're doing. They're having sex, Feyre.
Yeah, you did it the other
Come on.
day in front of all the injured soldiers. They're going to have sex again in a tent.
But she can't. But she couldn't possibly have sex under the same roof as Tamlin.
No, not
Don't
the
even
same.
start.
But luckily, after all that happens, Varian takes Amryn away to the tent. She goes back to her tent and she's like, Reese woke me up to only to tug off my boots and my jacket. And I was like, thank God I can't do another tent scene with you two anymore. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Well, that's what I mean, because it's just a bit exasperated now. Like, initially, I really loved Feyre and Reese and the whole, complexity but interesting part of the relationship. Now I'm kind of going, I don't, she's different. Feyre is not who she was in book 2. She has completely changed with the title of High Lady. As soon as she's turned into High Lady, she's totally different.
I liked Freya at the start of this book. When she went back to Springcore and was doing the double spy thing, I liked her. I liked her doing that. When she got back, actually, no, yeah, she got back to the thing and she brought Rhysand, and I loved that reunion moment. And then after that, I just,
Yeah.
she went a bit
I
cray-cray.
totally agree. Totally agree with that. Yeah. And she keeps bringing stuff upon herself, a little bit like what Rhys does, to be fair. He's like, I'm going to sacrifice myself.
God, yes.
Get over it. Anyway, so we're in chapter, it's like, when we get into chapter 62, they've had their cringe moment. Off they go. Then
Everybody's
they chill out.
sleeping. Yeah, everyone's
Go to
sleeping
sleep.
at the camp. And then all of a sudden, they hear a sound in the air. And like,
What do you think the noise is? Because the only Amryn, Nesta, and Feyre hear it.
I think it's like that bit from Hocus Pocus. I think it's, little children, take you away.
That's a good shout. That's a way better shout than what I thought it was. I was thinking it was a Kill Bill. That's where my head was going. And they were like, what is that noise? What is happening? The whistle noise. And so they're going, can you not hear it? And nobody can hear it except for those that were made.
Yeah.
So, and
So
who
Amryn,
would be
Freya.
made? So you're going, Amryn hears it, Feyre hears it, Nesta hears it. So Elaine's probably hearing it. We're not going to talk about Elaine. We're still not talking about her. Nobody cares about Elaine. Anyone want to talk about Elaine? Anyone?
Yeah.
No
So
one
something's
gives
wrong.
a shit.
Everyone sort of hears it. And then Amryn just goes, it's the cauldron. We pried too deep. And you're like, oh,
No
for
shit.
God's sake. So the cauldron's gone to do something. Hybern knows where we are by now, Samron. What do you?
I mean,
and
that's
like,
pretty.
That's
That's a pretty. It's bad. They went into the whole scrying thing that Nesta did, and they fucked up.
Yeah, but it's only Varian that. So they're sitting there going, "Oh, the cauldron, we've drawn a little too deep." And Varian's like, "So you three can hear it because you were made." He's saying to like Amryn, Freya, and Nesta. And he's like, "So what does that mean?" And then and she was like, "What about Elaine?" And they're like, "Shit."
Azrael's the only one that ever gives a shit about Elaine. He's the only one that goes, and Elaine.
Yeah, and Elaine.
Shit. By
So
the way,
they're like,
I also brought this up with everybody. Not only have we spoken about Elaine being forgotten about, but I'm sorry, we still haven't heard anything about their dad. And everybody, and I remember I mentioned it again to a friend of mine, and they sort of were going, oh yeah, like, I said, how is that not something you've thought of? Like, how is nobody
Not
talking about the
important.
dad? It is important, even if it's just a sentence to say, I don't want to talk to my dad because I hate him, or my father wasn't where he was. I don't know where he is.
Yeah, have they not gone to the continent and found a bit more information going, oh yeah, he's stuck over there, but he's safe, you know? We don't know if he's safe.
Surely, if he's with the Graysons, he would have been there.
He could have been killed captain. Maybe he's in a dungeon somewhere. Maybe he's dead.
Or maybe, yeah, but if he wasn't there, he would have been with those. It's the Grayson family, right? Is that what they're
Yeah.
called? Yeah.
The question is, how's Dad? He's fine.
That's it. No. Anyway, so Cauldron's doing this little weird shit.
Little children. And yeah, so it pretended to be Grayson at the side of the camp, calling to her. Yeah, lovingly and healing. And she's like, Grayson, and took her away
Now,
into the
if
night.
you had told me Elaine was entranced in a dream, I would believe you.
Look at
And
my
that's the
phone.
only freaking way I believe that she went. Because as much as Elaine is delusional, there's no way she would have gone, hey, you know that guy that said he hated me before? He somehow ended up in the fairy kingdom, and I'm now walking to him. And somehow he seems to be saying nice things to me. Get over yourself, girl. He's not that into you.
Yeah, but she is a bit delusional. Elaine is a bit delusional. And she's just like,
pathetic. Yeah.
go with the times. I don't know where this food came from. I don't know where money comes from, but she just makes it happen. It just sort of happens. That's how I get
Ugh.
Elaine. But no one ever thinks of it to give her like real responsibility, being like, okay, here's how you open a bank account, Elaine. Here's how you
But everyone just treats her like that, and then they just
Yeah.
forget about her.
No, I feel a bit bad for her. Like, I think if she just had a bit of independence, she'd be grand. She can open her own bank account, buy a house or rent a flat or something. She'd be good. She'd be good. Give
Yeah.
her that. Well, anyway,
She
she's
would.
been kidnapped.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, she gone. So the Cauldron has sneak attacked, taken Elaine, and Nesta is flipping out, and Feyre's gone, oops.
It doesn't seem like this is the King of Hybern, though, because the King of Hybern doesn't know. This is the Cauldron attacking, going, mine now. You peeked at me, so I'm taking you.
Yeah, but you understand, because in my head I was going, the Cauldron isn't on the Hybern side or their side. The Cauldron's its own
Just our
thing.
balance.
But obviously it would want to take Elaine because of how much they mean to Nesta, because Nesta took something from the Cauldron. So it's trying to go, you, I'm taking your sister, suck it. And
Yeah.
that makes sense. So I'm
It
going,
don't make
okay,
sense,
fair. So yeah, so that happens and shit. Oops.
Yeah. So, yeah, Nesta's upset. She's like, oh, crap, I didn't see that. And Asriel's like, right, no, I'm going to go save her. Good on Asriel. I thought that was nice.
Stand up guy. He's like, okay, I offer to use, my powers of shadow to infiltrate the Highburn camp and try to get Elaine back, because obviously Nesta and Feyre are very upset. Mostly Nesta. Feyre doesn't seem to really care that much.
She's all on
Oops.
the mission now, like, I'm going to go save my sister too, and I can use my shapeshifting to change into Ianthe. And she goes and does that.
Yeah, she's
Because
like,
obviously,
perhaps they won't know it's me because I'll be someone else. Ianthe. And you're going, okay, fair enough. That buys you time. So they make a plan. Rhys ain't happy about it. Nobody's happy about it. But they go, okay, Azrael Feyre will infiltrate the camp and get Elaine out of there.
yeah, we're going to get her back. We'll find her. I know where it is now because we've seen it. So let's go. So I don't actually know. Do they winnow just off the side of like the cliffs? Because it has to go through the wall as well. So they found a hole through the wall.
They winnow, I think, close to it, and then somehow, because they can't winnow into the camp, they have, because there's so
No,
many
oh, yeah.
wards.
It's not the wall. They brought down the wall. Yeah, it's the shields that the Highburn guy, King of Highburn, has put around everything. So Freya has
Yeah.
to use her spell breaking powers to put a hole through the barrier to get through.
Yes.
So yeah, they're walking through the camp in the heart of the Highburn. It's not a very nice place. I feel like it's more tuned to when the orcs, the Urukai, take the little one.
Yes. It's like Isengard afterwards.
Yeah. Looks like meat is back on the menu.
Back
Like
on the menu, boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about their legs? They don't need their legs.
Well, you can see because they've got one of those like children of the blessed hanging up there going, heck.
Yeah, so it's not a pretty sight, and Feyre is describing it, just saying it's worse than the Court of Nightmares. It's like horrible, it's disgusting, and this poor girl is captive, children of the blessed, and she wants to put her out of her misery. And then Jurian's there, and he immediately senses her true identity. I'm not sure how he does. How does Jurian know that's Feyre?
She just says, what does he say? It says, I can't remember. He said, I've been looking for you. And she's like, I have been busy with my sisters. And she just stares at her and goes, what the friggin' hell? And he was like, where is she? Because he's like, yeah, you got to try harder than that. Like, Ianthe's been lusting out for me for weeks now. Can you act like it? And she's just like, oh my God. Like, but I'm thinking, like, if you can't act like that in front of Jiren, you've got no chance.
It's like he just called her out on her shit, saying, "You're not Ianthe,
Immediately.
and you better make it good." Okay, and they're like, "Okay, and I will appear to flirt with you, Jurian. So where's my sister?" And then he says she's in the king's tent, but
Yeah.
she's not been touched up yet, just as a helper, but she's gonna be messed up soon, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And so she pretends.
That way.
Yeah, so they say, okay, I'll help you. But then she goes, and I need to help that other girl. That's the children of the blessed person.
He's a bit like,
and he
"Oh."
said, to be fair, to Jurian, and I was reading this going, get your head in the game, girl. Get your head in the game. You have to get in, get Elaine, and get out. And he said, she's not the first. She won't be the last. You have to get out. And she's like, I can do both.
Oh, yeah. I could do that. You're like,
Shut up, Feyre!
You're not the only one. Like, if you get caught, so will Asriel. Like, think about that. And also, Jurian might get caught. Like, think
Zero
about.
care.
Yeah, you're not just the other one. Or Elaine will just be left there. So, yeah, he's
Isn't
like,
it better to be guarantee Elaine's safety, or 50-50 it with this other girl that it's shit that she's in the situation, but that's it. And she's going, all I see is Claire from the under the mountain. I'm like, bitch, yeah, and you're gonna see a million more Claires. It's war. Get your shit together.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Exactly.
Yeah, so he's like, follow me. And she's just say you want to pray before the cauldron before we retire. It's just like, oh,
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God for Jurian.
thank God for Jurian.
God.
Like, he is helping. I quite like Jurian this. I was like, thank God. He shows it his true colours. He's making a diversion. And he's just like, if you hear screaming, don't panic. Just do your praying and then go and find her. So, yeah, she's trying to remember these prayers and going, I don't know, higgity, ziggity, whatever.
That's it.
Whatever she says.
Some bollocks crap, and she recites them loud, and then some of the other guards are sort of winking at her, and she's like, yeah, I'll see you later, hot stuff, kind of thing, because she knows Ianthe is a total slut.
Yeah, and so, like, she's in there, Jurian's like, Jurian's like creating a diversion, and they're all looking around the tables in this area with the cauldron, and then he slips back a curtain, and Elaine's there in a nightgown, gagged, and going, what the hell? You came for me. She says this to the shadows thing, only, like, she doesn't really say that to Freya.
Yeah,
and then
we all know the only person that cared for is saving her ass is Asriel, because Feyre, even being caught out by Jurian, she goes, I need to save someone else. I've just told you you weren't acting like Ianthe. First fuck up. Second one is you need to, do a prayer and I'll try and help you. Oh, I didn't think to do that. She sucks. I'm sorry. I'm furious with her.
I know they didn't have that much time, but like she did see the camp. She did know about Ianthe.
Yeah. But the problem I have is, so she wants to save the second girl, okay?
Yeah.
The way it's written is, I can understand if Feyre goes, all I can see is clear, I can't get it out of my mind, I want to help save this girl, is you could have written it such as, Jurian, I understand what you're saying, and you're right, I know you're right, but please let me try. please try to help me. That would be more Feyre, because you'd go, okay, Feyre is taking the advice. She knows her limitations, and she's going, I want to try, though. If there's any opportunity where we can, please help me. But I get what you're saying. It might not be possible. But she doesn't. She goes, just get her to me. I'll make it work. And as we continue, I'm going to get more mad.
We know. So they've got Elaine now, Asriel and Freya. They're like having to take her out of the camp as fast as they can to the cliffside so they can fly and get through the shields again. And so like it's really becoming dawn as well, isn't it? So they're just like, quickly,
they have to go quick.
There's no shadows in the dawn. Hurry
Exactly.
up, let's go. And it did take a long time. Like, my God, this like chapter, it was like, how long are they running to this cliff? Like, it's taking ages to get to this cliff.
This exactly, completely agree. And so they're making their way out with Elaine, and Asriel's got Elaine. Feyre's fallen behind, and then she finds the children of the blessed girl. Jurian has miraculously made it happen, has put her en route to their escape, and said, so Asriel, okay, here we go. Asriel picks up, he's got Elaine in his hands, and he picks up the children of the blessed girl.
Yes.
Feyre isn't doing any of that shit. She didn't even consider Asriel's going to be carrying two people. That's a lot.
Yeah, well, can you not carry me? Because you carried me here. She's like, no, lose your friggin' wings. You can't. And anyway, she gets like the King of Hybern finds them, and they're like right after them. He sends, I don't know, what is it? It's like a dog / Naga.
The Naga. It's the Naga. He sends them beasts. Yeah.
No, but it's a different species of the Naga. It's like the Naga dogs.
It's like demodogs, isn't it? It's like demogorgons, demodogs. So it's like Naga dogs.
So they come after her. They're sending out like arrows, and he's like, Asriel is literally defending her and putting the shield on, getting her siphons, hitting everything. I don't think she's doing anything. And she's like, get out of here. I'll get the other. That's an order. And like, what is happening? Oh, she gets a burning pain through her shoulder. She gets an ash through that.
She gets an
and
ash
she's about
arrow.
to get tortured until Tamlin comes.
Tamlin. I knew he would. I knew he'd be there. I knew it.
Yeah,
he still got it hot for her.
Yeah. And he's the one that gets all those dogs before those dogs go onto her. He's like keeps shredding
It was a legit Beauty and the Beast moment where the wolves come in the snow.
Yeah,
it was a legit that was exactly what that was.
Yeah. And she's just like, right, okay. And he's the only one. She would have died because of her selfishness of getting the queen, or was it the children of the blessed person?
Totally. Like, here's all the things. Okay, this is where I'm gonna go off on one, so everyone buckle up. Okay, and go ahead and feed back your theories, but I was enraged. So let's break it down. They're running, they're getting chased. Okay, Asriel is holding two people. He is flying in the sky. He gets a claw ripped down his back.
Oh yeah,
He gets his wings and his spine ripped. He simultaneously is trying to
kick.
Good for Elaine. Good, give him a kick. So she's trying to assist with her weakness anyway, and she's still tied up anyway. And so he's got these two people. He's putting up shields. He's trying to fly. He's giving Feyre, you have to jump and fly. Remember, here's all the things I taught you for flying. So he's simultaneously doing all that. What's Feyre doing? Just running and going, I need to jump. I'm going to jump now. I'm going to jump. It's happening. Jumpy, jumpy. I don't think I'm going to make it because I've got an ash arrow after all the shit Asriel's been through. Anyway, so then Tamlin comes. Tamlin comes and she goes, okay, Tamlin. And it's like, great. Tamlin here saves the day. She runs again, still waiting for her to jump off this cliff and fly.
Takes an age.
Still going. So when she finally does, can I just say, she would have died because Tamlin sends the wind so she can breeze up. If he hadn't sent the wind, she would have plummeted to her death.
Yeah. It's true. I forgot he said the wind to give her like a bounce. And she's just like, yeah, finally I could get that. And they're going through and they like getting through this tiny hole to get in through the barrier or whatever shields, the King of Highburn shields.
Yeah.
So like it's this tiny bit. But what got me was that like Tamlin's there. There's 6 hounds in him. He's dying. They're trying to
he's
track
getting
him.
messed up. And even the King of Hyburn's pissed off at him.
Yeah, and he's just like, right, that's it. And he just jumps huge like a unicorn through the hole that they just made and disappears.
Who does?
Tamlin jumps away from the hound off the cliff, the longest he's ever gone, over the sea, through the shields, and disappears. And I was like, what is this magical unicorn? What?
He just it's a tremendous leap through the hole and then winnows away without looking at Feyre. So it's just proof that he is not a bad guy. He's just stupid, is essentially what we know about Tamlin. Tamlin's the guy that messes up so much. He's so stupid. But he's trying to be a good guy, but he's just not because he's stupid.
Right, hear this. Tamlin was surrounded by hounds, bleeding, panting, and still in that beast form. He did not glance towards us as he broke away. He leapt far, far and wide, further than any beast or fae should. The wind he'd sent my way, now guiding him towards the hole we'd swept through. Tamlin cleared it and went away, not looking at me as we vanished away. I'm like, what? Tamlin,
do you want to give us a bit more detail? Yeah, no, 0, done.
So he's escaped. He's going to show up some kind later. What the hell?
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find about that later. But I'm like, and then yeah, Azriel's powers give out at the outskirts of our camp.
Yeah, so I mean, no shit. Azriel's in an absolute. So they both land back in the camp, and Azriel's just like probably because he's had to do all that work, and Feyre's like, I've
got an ash arrow. It's terrible. Oh. But I love that. Like Brisand comes, and he's like, oh my god, Azriel. Like, and then he looks at her, and she's just like, shh, I couldn't leave her. Azriel's like on the floor.
I couldn't leave her. No, hold on, Feyre. You did nothing. Azriel did everything. Azriel did everything. You put too much on him, and he just went, well, you're my high lady. I'll do whatever you want. So you are now just abusing your powers, basically. Just saying it.
I think if it had been, like, I know it would have not been interesting, but I think if Azriel had gone by himself, he could have been in there, in and out, 10 seconds.
Yeah. Because he just hid in the shadow. I mean, the only thing that you could argue is a distraction, but having Jurian on their side, you know. But then, to be fair, they didn't know Jurian was on their side quite because they keep flip-flopping with him. But he's like, no, I am. Shut the hell up, you dumbass. So anyway, then Nesta approaches Feyre and the 3 sisters snuggle together on a rug and she cries because she's a piece of crap and no, I don't like Feyre and that's how I feel. Come for me. I don't care. She aggravates me now.
They all sleep in the same tent because they're all exhausted. But like, I'm kind of a bit like, but what about Azriel? Like, is he okay?
Hello?
Like, they have a healer. They're like, oh my god, get the healer, and he isn't okay. Actually, he's got no energy
because he's depleted, and obviously, as we'll continue talking about it in the next few chapters, he is prevented from fighting because he needs to rest and heal. So he can't even do what everybody else is going to do. And because Rhys is like, you're not well. You need to rest. Thank you so much. Man. You're bedridden, my friend. So the next day, Feyre, it's chapter 66 now. And she, you know.
Yay!
Yes. So Feyre rests, sees to her injuries, where Asriel will not be in a fit state to fight anytime soon due to his damaged wings, courtesy of Feyre being a total douche. And then, just when we thought I couldn't get angrier, we get into this next scene, right? The one with more.
Where she goes to the winter court camp and is like, hey, should we be friends again? More seemed
I
to
have to
think when
prepare
I was
myself.
reading, better than being dead. It would have been easy for things to have gone wrong last night. But when I saw you two vanish, I thought, this terror, I might not see you again to make things right. Come on, more.
Fine. I'm like, fine. Okay. You sad about it, you had a tiff, now you're gonna apologize and go, it's not that big of a deal because you mean more to me than an angry fight. Okay, fine. And then Moore confesses to Feyre that she is attracted to both males and female. She is a bisexual fae, and she only feels really fully romantic feelings for females. So she's bisexual, but more to the lesbian side. I'm like, okay, fine. That's all right.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
she fell in
she's
love with
just...
Queen once, but obviously it's mortal, so they died.
Yeah, so you hear the story about the human queen, about Moore, how she was in love with her. Her name was Andromache, I think you say. But they were separated because the construction of the wall happened, didn't it? So she sort of was kind of like, I don't know, phase humans, it's a bit tricky, but I'll come back to you. And before that could happen, it was basically the Berlin Wall came up and that was it. No, you can't talk to me.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
she felt really bad about it because she couldn't get through the wall. So she just, that was it. She'd lost the love of her life. And then she grew older and she had children. And when Moore could eventually get through one of the pivots in the wall after many years of investigating, she was an old lady and she'd had children and she'd moved on and she felt sad. And I'm like, okay, sweet story, sad moment, understood. Like, that's a really sad thing for Moore.
Yeah.
So she hid her. Well, I'm not quite understanding, but maybe I will later. She hid her attraction to females because not really sure why. I understand her dad and everybody wanted her to marry a guy so she could.
That was
It's all part of
years ago.
I know. So I don't. What I don't understand is, okay, maybe she wouldn't have told her dad that, but Rhys, Cassie, and Asriel and all their friends, who cares? Just say you're bi.
Yeah,
I don't
and
quite.
Asriel really
I don't
loved her
quite.
that way. And he's been
I
leading
don't quite.
him on.
Don't.
And so she's going to have a chat now to tell him that she doesn't feel that way about him. And I was like, oh, I feel bad for this poor guy.
Oh my god. Right. So first of all, we know why she slept with Cassian, because Cassian was a way to sabotage her marriage to get out of it. Understood. Then you realize why she picked Cassian, because she knew Asriel really, really loved her. So instead of maybe saying to discourage him, she thought, I'll sleep with his best friend. But what happened was he then thought he wasn't worthy and that she preferred his friend. Because if you're in love with someone and they don't come to you, they go to your mate, of course you're going to think that. I would think that. And then not only that, she slept with Helion, remember, in a couple of chapters back?
Yeah.
And she said the reason she did that was to discourage Asriel. 500 years of discouragement. And she said, I love him as a friend only, but I'm not able to admit it to him openly. I'm enraged, Linda. I can't even tell you. So there's a moment where Moore says, and you can quote me, she says something like, you probably think I'm a really bad person, don't you? And Feyre's like, oh, yeah, I do, Moore. I didn't care for you, but I freaking hate you. You are the biggest piece of shit on the planet. The fact that you have been with these guys who adore you, and you have just been dragging them along. You haven't openly said, hey, you're really close to me. I don't fancy you that way. I love you as my sibling. I love you as my friend. But I don't find you I don't romantically want to be in a relationship with you. Also, I'm a lesbian or bisexual. I don't want to tell you that either because you don't trust them. And then also, I just slept with other guys because I felt that would discourage you. You are a piece of shit because what you've done is turned Asriel into going, he's still infatuated with you. Cut him loose, you piece of shit.
Did you not like the ending bit where she said, I was just thinking about how much fun I'm going to have playing matchmaker for you?
Don't even, Linda. When Feyre said that, I just went, I want to punch you so
you throw
hard
the
in
book?
the face. No, I actually I had to listen to the audiobook version for a bit because I was on the train. So I got to that part and you should have seen me with my headphones. I was like, what? And then people on the tube were probably just going, are she all right? Because I was livid. I was livid. And more, I'm sorry, but okay, let's put it in this situation, Linda. Okay. You and me are talking, right? I've had these two mates for ages. I'm telling you, it's been 500 years. I've dragged their ass. I've been sleeping around. I haven't felt openly that I could admit to them that, would you not call me out on my shit?
Yeah, you'd just be like, stop messing around and like stringing people along. Choose or just tell them no.
Okay, if you don't want to tell them lots of personal shit about you, but if you know that this guy is really in love with you, cut him
And not
loose because
himself. Yeah, he's
because
not getting
it's
happiness.
because let's not forget there was a moment where Cassian was holding Nesta's hand, and then as soon as Moore came in the room, and she was like, he removed his hand really quick, and also she told Nesta, keep your forked tongue behind your teeth when he comes in. So Moore is clearly one of these people that's like, I'm not interested in Cassian and Asriel, but no one else can have them. She's a bitch. Hate her. Hate her. Hate her. And I just went, wow, the one person that happens to be like sexually like open bisexual, I absolutely, you have to make us dislike them.
Thelian's got a boyfriend. Is it Thelian? The day one? The dawn one? Not Helion, but the other one.
Thean? I can't remember.
Yeah, he's got a boyfriend.
Anyway, I can't even tell you how enraged that made me. Because the reaction from Feyre was just, I'm sure you'll tell them when the time feels right. It's been 500 years. Are you joking?
That was a bit of a kind of, no, like, they're suffering. Let them have happiness. Just, okay?
I absolutely despise Moore. Despise her. After I found that out about Moore, I went, I've never hated you so much. You're just the worst person ever. The worst. I'm kidding you not. If she dies in battle, I'm not going to miss her. No.
Moving on. We leave that conversation and go back to the war tent where they figure out what's going on with Tam Tam. Is he a coward? Is he gone back to Spring Court? Nobody knows. What about Bryaxis? Can they be brought to the Highburn army? But when? And also that the Highburn is moving this afternoon, so they need to get there as soon as possible.
Yeah. So they say that the Highburn are moving their troops east rather than north.
Yes. So they're trying to like distract it and get away. But Nesta's sitting with Elaine and she says he still doesn't have the missing piece of the cauldron's powers. I didn't know what that meant. Like, does that mean her or?
It means something she took. Yeah, the thing the cauldron. What I took from that was the cauldron's not fully what it should be because she took something from it.
Okay. Right. So yeah. Everybody's tired. Everybody's exhausted. They've used all their powers.
I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted for
as a reader.
And he said, oh, right, okay, so he could march south knowing we're days behind. And they said, why couldn't he have done that from the start? And Nesta goes, because we insulted him, me and my sisters. So now they've insulted the King of Highburn. He's like, right, I'm going to go and pillage the mortal lands now because you've pissed me off.
But also not fair because I think there's also a point after that conversation and I don't know if it's Helion or somebody says, no, King of Highburn was going to do that anyway. He's not got a vendetta against you guys. You aren't the ignition point. He was going to do it anyway. So calm your
says
shit.
that he was going to do that anyway.
Right.
And she's like, no, I killed his priestesses. You took from his cauldron, said Nesta. And you say to Elaine, stealing you back was the final insult. And Kelly's just like, only a madman would wield the power to get revenge on 3 women. And you come up just a bit. They're all like, yeah, but we're not like anyone. We're the
This is the thing. Because then they're like, we're the Archerons. And I'm going, I'm not feeling this right now. I think he's right. You guys think you're the shit, and you're kind of not, because you're part of it. You're part of the shit, but you're not the shit. So calm your shit. Thank you. That was my...
So they're going to say, right, we're going to have to winnow as many people. Oh, that was it. Like, this just seems like a stupid thing. They're like, Freya's like, no, we have to help the humans as many as we can. So we're going to go to the mortal lands and winnow as many humans back to either the summer
No, that's
court
not going to work.
or ever. To, like, we're going to winnow all night. We're going to get them like back to those lands and then face it. And I'm like, this is a stupid ass idea, but okay.
This is a stupid ass idea, because as soon as you do that, it's not going to help, because guess what? There's still a war in Prithian. Secondly, you've then depleted your best warriors. So if a fight comes out of nowhere, you ain't going to be able to fight. And yet, hold on a second. Why are you all listening to Feyre?
Yeah, exactly. She's not been alive for the 500 war.
She's not. No, she hasn't been in Highburn fight. How about all of you guys who are skilled, have done this before, listen to your own shit?
Yeah, but they do. They go off and winnow all night until they're exhausted. For the humans in the spring
Because they're stupid. Because they're stupid.
And I'm just like, why have you done this? Oh my god. So yeah, they do that. Like, alone it had nearly killed. Oh, and then she's talking about how to do the spell on the cauldron, how she's prepared to die now.
Can I just ask a question? Is Feyre part of the winnowing team? Does she winnow people?
She does winnow. She does winnow,
Okay.
but like Nesta and Elaine obviously can't do it. But there's a lot of High Lords and everybody like doing it too. Like,
yeah, because isn't there a point where Rhys just passes out on the bed because he's just out?
Yeah, so he comes back and they're like, oh, we were so willing. I watched him sleep. We all did. We knew, all of us, we knew we wouldn't walk away from the battlefield, but we were there, like, you know, he's like sleeping. And then she's like, oh, you know what I need to do now while everyone's exhausted and sleeping? I'm going to go get a mirror. She's like,
this is the other part.
Like, you're like,
this is
what, right now? Right now you have to go and get the mirror? Like,
this is the problem I'm having with it, especially now. I know I've been testy in the last episode and stuff, but this chunk that we've read, it's been one after the other of news. Like Suriel number 1, death. And then you have the more shoot. The Azriel picking up Ferris crap. The more being a total bitch. This winnowing because Ferris. And now the Ouroboros mirror.
She's just like, yeah, no, I know it would make me crazy, but actually, you know what? It's going to be fine. I'm going to get it now.
Because the Suriel said, didn't it? It said that
only you can make,
you can break you. So it's a choice. So, fine. She goes and gets the frickin' mirror.
To the snowy, it's kept in like a snowy cupboard in the night court, the court of nightmares.
Because it was Kier. Kier had it, didn't he? Kier had it.
Yeah. And he wanted to keep it in a snowy cupboard. Fair enough. So she's in there, she goes through, she sees it, it's huge, this mirror, and she looks into it, and she sees a massive beast of claws and scales walking down the floor towards her, and she's just like, great, right, I need to like kill this beast, maybe that's my test. And then she turns around and it's not her, it's not a beast, it's her. She is the beast of what lurked under her skin. And then that's it. But that's how it ends. She's like, then I got it.
That's it.
Yeah, then I got it. I took it to the... Now, this is another thing. She winnowed to the prison. And I don't understand because you can't winnow to the prison. That's one of the things Reese said, you have to climb a mountain. How's she climb a mountain with a giant ass mirror?
No. Yeah. She's supposed to winnow outside, just outside the perimeter,
Yeah.
and then you climb up. So I grant you that 100%. That's not possible. It's not possible. Feyre Cursebreaker, nuh-uh. No. So she's basically strapping a ginormous mirror to her back and climbing up this thing.
Yes, but she gets it and she's like, there you go, got it. But this
No, but
is
she's really horrible to the bone carver. She just chucks it and goes, it's yours. Make your end of the deal. And then the bone carver's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do it. I don't need it. I just needed to, it was a test for you. And she gets all uppity and she's going, what? I needed to prove myself? It's like, yeah, you did. He's a death god. Feyre, you're just a petty little human that's turned fey. You're damn right you had to prove yourself to a death god.
Yeah, she's just like, I had little need for the thing, but you did. I wanted to see if you were worthy. And she's just like, what the F? You want to see if I was worthy? And then like, yeah, he's like, good.
She gets really
Then let's
annoyed
go.
about it. She gets
Yeah.
so annoyed about it. And I go, why are you getting annoyed about this? He has every right. Why would he follow you just because you asked? Like you,
But
she's
it's such a short
acting like a
chapter.
little, yeah. And then she does speak a little bit more about the stuff that happens, that she was clawing and she was doing stuff. It kind of gets brushed over really quickly. But
And that she feels
what-
changed because she went through it all now.
yeah, and then later, and I know I'm slightly jumping the gun here, but later when she explains it to, I think, Reese, or it's an internal monologue, I can't quite remember. She says, I knew that was what it was. It was to drive you mad that you couldn't accept the other parts of you, the dark parts, the things that are ugly and horrible. And so that's what makes people go mad, because they can't accept that part of themselves. But she's like, I accept the bad and the good. Shut it, Feyre. So annoying. It's just like, it can't be that simple. Like, you built this Ouroboros mirror thing thinking it's going to be so difficult. And then the chapters, 2 sentences.
Yeah, it was literally.
I'm being
She looked in the
ridiculous.
mirror, she looked at herself, then she brought it back to the prison, and he said, I didn't need it, and bang. And then I was
And
like,
I'll fight for you.
okay. And I was like, there's a bit of logistics here. Like, I don't really understand. What the hell?
It's like we just brush over it so quickly. And so now the bone carver has
Join the
bound
war.
himself in some form to get out the prison and join the war. Whatever.
Skipped all that. We don't know.
We skip all that. We just know that's happened to get him out, but
We're just at the site now. Highburn is like destroyed most of the kingdom, the mortal kingdom. Luckily, they winnowed people away. And yeah, then they get here and they're all like, yeah, we're all exhausted, but we're ready for the battle. Woo! And then,
yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
They
Elaine's
take their
like,
energy
"Oh."
drinks.
Elaine's like, right. And Asriel's just like, I can't do very much, but here's my sword. Don't give it to anybody. And I'm like, what?
Okay,
Okay.
that's another thing. He goes, here's the dagger. She goes, I'm not using any weapons. I'm Elaine. I can't touch weapons. And then
Funny flower.
Asriel goes, this is called truth or
Truth teller.
something? Truth
Truth
teller.
teller.
Here. And then everyone freaks out, like Reese and Cassian, because they're like, I've never seen him give that to anyone. No one touches that. So you already know that Asriel and Lane, they're trying to make them a thing. And I'm not here for it. I'm not here for
But
it.
he's got a bond already. That's not going to work out. What happens with
Yeah,
that?
but it is, isn't it? They're I'm not here for it. I just think it's sloppy seconds. It's
What happens if he gets turned down by Elaine? That's another person turning Asriel down. He's not worth it. That's sad. But yeah, don't
I
hope that
just
doesn't
think
happen to
Asriel deserves a little better than
Asriel
sloppy
deserves
seconds.
a romance, a whole romance novel.
He deserves
he can't
somebody
fly.
better
He's
than
too
more. Yeah. Yep. Totally.
So yeah, they're getting ready. Oh yeah, Reese is the one where he's like, "Oh yes, I got the bone carver," and they have that internal monologue again. And then he says, "Oh yeah," he's like, "I'm going to give an inspirational talk to all of you," and he does. He's
Jesus.
walking down the street because he doesn't think they're all going to survive. So he's like, you're the best person, you're the best. And it was a bit cringe, but I know why they did it.
But
They had to
it's
be like,
fine. Yeah, it
they
had
had
to
to
be
show that
done.
it's like, you know, they have to show that you're all best friends
We're
and you're all
together. Basically, it was like, we're all in this together.
we might die, but we're gonna be friends.
So, yes, he gives the rousing speech to his inner, and they link hands. That was the cringe bit. We're together, kumbaya, kumbaya. Okay, great. And then the Highburn army has picked a strategic uphill position where they're like,
Oh
they're
yeah,
up
taking all
there.
the high ground.
They're taking all the high ground. What a bunch of
They did.
dicks.
They did. They took the high ground. They can't really do very much, and they're like, "Oh no!" And she's just like, "Oh, I know. I'm gonna get Brexit to come."
Oh,
Like, and she's like,
Briaxis,
"Yeah,
yeah.
free
I
access
love
to
it. Sounded
come.
like you said Brexit.
Brexit. We're gonna get Brexit to come.
Gonna
Yay!
get
Where's she?
Brexit.
Yeah, there's no sign of Baron or Eris. So there's, yeah, I think all the courts are there now, apart from Spring Court and Autumn Court are not there. So everybody's
Yeah.
like, there's still like thousands upon thousands of like Highburn, so they're completely outnumbered. So
Yeah.
you're like, so she puts a glamour on them, and she revealing the glamour I had in place for hours, and the Highburn, oh yeah, Highburn, the bone carver was there, and then they see Brex. So she put sorry,
She
I'm
put
getting my words
like
complicated. She put a glamour over Brexit.
Briaxis.
Brexit, and she put a glamour over the bone carver, and then she
That's
lifts
right.
it, and she just has like a go for
Yeah,
it.
but you know what kind of cheesed me off slightly? This
Well,
is
I
what's
like them. It's like go for it.
no,
Free.
no. I love the baller move, but it was just because at this point I'm not a fan of Feyre that she does this moment where she's talking to Rhys, and then she reveals like the glamour, and then you see Briaxis and the Carver and the Highburn King's like, what the, holy shit, and because they just obliterate, yum 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 yum, eat them all up, and Rhys is going, well, aren't you a clever thought? You did the Ouroboros, holy crap, and she's like, I know,
Yeah.
I'm amazing. And then Rhys has to one up her and go, yeah, well, I also got someone as well. And she's like, who? The Weaver.
Yeah. Then they're both like, I win. And he's like, I like because the bone carver has like fear in his eyes.
Yeah, because
Didn't know
she's
that
just
was
like,
happening.
hi. And he's like, oh, shit. All right.
But they do
So she's,
together.
but they do. They fight together, and there's a big battle going on, and the King of Highburn is losing his crap because he didn't expect Briaxis and the bloody twin death gods to come and
Yeah.
start destroying his army, because now he thought he had the upper hand and now he doesn't. However, the King of Highburn don't go down so easy. No.
No, so yeah, that's where we go into chapter 70, the last one of this series, where yeah, they're fighting a war. The Highburn guy gets a bit peeved off, and he starts using the cauldron. And this is like, I don't know, some kind of like supersonic beam. What the hell? I didn't
It's
like
basically like a bright light that just turns everyone into ash, dead in a second. And I mean, the other
Yeah.
thing that gets myself is, and the Briaxis and the Carver and the Weaver are really strong because he uses like all his power to kill like a large number of the Highburn soldiers. But then, as you say, also
Oh yeah, we've missed a big chunk.
Tamlin, doesn't Tamlin come into it? Tamlin,
Yeah,
he
so,
leads a
yeah.
small army.
We get through it. So Callus's skin shredding ice, which number one, why can't Freya do that? That's another thing. Number
Mhm.
two is that Beren shows up with his 3 armies. So he's just
Yes.
like, hey, I'm here to help. Then the Spring Court comes, Grayson comes with Jurian, and he's like, oh yeah, we're coming too. And I'm like, oh great, like there's more people coming to help.
Entourage is coming, and they're like
So
destroying Hyburn's supply of Faebane. So they're targeting that,
yeah,
the Autumn Court. They're like trying to destroy it, so they don't have that as a bad thing. And Tamlin leads a small army, courtesy of Feyre from messing up. So yeah, you're right. We have all these peeps coming in, and while
the king
Yeah,
of
so
Nightburn gets a bit pissed off. about all of this and makes a baller move and gets his cauldron out. And then he's just like, I don't know how this cauldron is doing this, but it's got some kind of supersonic on it beam going pew pew pew, which just obliterates people.
But what's crazy is just before that, isn't there? Nesta is like going, I'm getting sick again, like she did in the pool.
She is
And
dancing.
she's going, something's wrong, which annoys me that that's all she can do. Every time the cauldron gets used, she goes, I feel weird. Like,
Can't
do
stop it.
more, Nesta. Do better. Anyway,
You more.
so she screams, Cassian, like this. And you
Oh
think,
yeah, bring him down.
you don't know why she's done it. And then you do. Because if she hadn't, he'd be dead. Because he was in the
So-
midst of all those Illyrian soldiers. And they all go. Once Hybern, the king, does his weird freaky spell with the cauldron, he ignites this ginormous ball of light that just ash everybody. Because you know he's pissed. And
Yeah.
Cassian turns back because he's going, oh my god, my soldiers, but holy shit, Nesta's calling me. Oh my god, that's why she called me. I'm a bit pissed about that because of my soldiers, but also I'm very happy that I'm not dead. Shit. And that's what's
I've
going on.
lost my army. Oops. So yeah, just white light slammed. Oh yeah, slammed into that. But as well as that, so Cassian's got away, but his army's gone. And then all of a sudden, all the Weaver starts screaming because the white light slams into the bone carver. But the bone carver was just like, I don't know, this was the carver. I could have sworn he looked towards me and he smiled and then he was gone. So he
Can
said,
I
"All
just
right."
say, right. So at that point, the carver, so the weaver screams as almost like a warning or it's too late, whatever, because their brother's gonna die from the power. And the carver dies. And I just went, what was the point? What was the point of having the bone carver and building up the story and then saying, hey, can you come and join our army? Oh, and by the way, the bone carver's sister is the weaver and he has another brother, which we must find out about.
Yeah.
We'll put him in a battle for 2 seconds and kill him.
Yeah, he's just
Complete waste of time. Why are you giving me all this stuff in the story? You're giving me all this exposition of a character to kill him like that. What's
He
the
was
point?
dead at an instant.
Zero care.
I know.
Even by smiling, he's almost saying, I'm done with this book too. Like, seriously. I'm
I
not.
think you. He was just like, do you know what? I don't actually like my little cave. I saw my sister. I'm good. Bye. Bye.
Yeah. And I got
thousands of years.
to the end of chapter 70, which is our last chapter that we're talking about today. And I just went, what the fuck? What's the point? Why is he dead? Like,
Why is he dead? But yeah, I don't know why.
Interesting. He was intriguing. I wanted to know why he was so obsessed with bones. What's the deal with his brother that we don't know about? Maybe him and the Weaver have come together. What they gonna do?
I still
Nothing.
don't understand why they're death gods. Like, does he kill people? Like, with
Yeah,
the bones?
why?
Or-
Exactly. What's the history behind that? Because maybe that leads to something that Nesta is, because she's got death in her, and maybe there's, because he
Yeah.
even says, I can hear her, Nesta, in the wind. All of this shit, and it's just, I'm dead.
Boom. Done. Yeah.
I'm
You're like,
pissed.
all right, where does the powers go? No, like,
I think, okay, just to round up, I'm a little bit annoyed because I
you
think
can tell.
there's, yeah, can you tell? Can you tell? But I am invested. I'm invested in the story and I'm invested in the characters. And I feel as if someone's just told me to go fuck myself. That's what it feels like. And I'm not happy about it. I just think there's limitations. So there's points in a book where you can kill someone and not be happy about it. And I get that. But you kind of get through the story why it's happened. But it's a bit more heart-wrenching when you kill off a really solid character or you've talked about them a lot. Or it just feels a bit...
That's it.
I
Yeah.
don't know. That's me. I'm going to shut up and let you talk. Tell us what your opinion is, Linda.
No,
From the psychopath, me
was a bit-
talking, you talk.
I was a bit annoyed, like how it's very, like, compared to the other books, it's very, like, I get it. There's a big war. It's very political and it's just very heavy. And I'm like, oh, I really want more of a plot or like character building and stuff like rather than the battle. We're all here with the battle because there's quite a few battles that happen, and I'm like, is this the final battle now? Like I'm just kind of done with the battle, and I want to know like how they get the cauldron back or how they defeat the King of
Yeah.
Highburn or what they get. Like I just want that to happen. I'm sick of the battle, but I think that because of that, I'm not getting any of the plot of the characters. Like I don't get the whole Cassie and Nesta relationship. I'm not getting any of
No.
that. I'm not getting any of like I'm actually not getting any recent like Freya's relationship. Got
No.
none of that in this bit. Like I didn't really know about their love. He's just been like, leave a note, and she's like, don't try and trap me. And it was a bit like it was all trying to get
What?
things like Freya was trying to get things, and all the side characters that we'd learned to love, they were just like boom, gone, boom, gone, and I'm like, all right, well, we kind of like, I really enjoyed the serial. I really enjoyed to
Mm,
learn a bit more about the Bone Carver. It was just like, boom, gone. And I know maybe that's like they've got too many characters and they're trying to like whittle it down to introduce new characters. But I just wanted to get back into the
yeah.
story about like their lives and what they're doing and make this war over now.
Yeah, it feels messy. It feels because there's so many so what you just said about having so many characters, for example, the High Lords, their family, learning about Helion and Lucian and all that stuff, and the Bone Carver. But I just feel if you've brought these characters in from book 1 and we're at book 3, and that's your decision of just kind of meh. And I agree. I think there isn't much character development. It's almost a situation happens and this is what they do. Yeah, but how are they feeling and why are they doing this? I mean, I've never hated a character so much as Moore right now because you've made something so blasé
Why did we need it
that
right now, though? Why did we need it right now? Like, I'm just a bit like, oh, yeah.
it was sort of it also didn't I didn't feel the impact of her being I'm gay really come out to go, oh my God, the Fae has the same struggles as many gay people do in our, reality. Or there was no link or to really
No,
understand what's going through her. Why just say it? Like, eh. And then why make me mad by also just going, yeah, 500 years dragging my ass. I didn't really feel like I wanted to tell Azriel. How can you not see that that's a dick move? How can you not see that
yeah.
that is a horrible thing to do to somebody? And you're trying to make us like more, and then your response is to have our lead heroine go, I understand, I'll be matchmaker for you.
Wait,
What?
wait, isn't Moore's like superpower truth? Or she don't tell the truth.
Right?
Yeah, so I'm
Right?
like, what? How does that make it make sense? This isn't not the truth.
She is one of the most useless characters in this book. Her, Elaine, are probably
I
the
think if you just
two.
give Elaine some structure, she'd be okay. She's okay.
I
I feel
I
like Nesta's
agree.
been like thrown under the bus. I feel like
Agreed.
Nesta has something going on. We need to have like, like the time where we were like, Freya got her powers. That like she died on the mountain and she was getting powers, but we didn't know why. And so Reese helped her to kind of like understand her powers. Someone needs to
Yes.
do that. Like I get Amron's trying to help her, but I never hear about it. It's all hidden away. I don't
No.
know what's going on, and I really
But
want to know.
also,
And what's
but
happening?
that's the thing. I was looking for if Nesta, as we know from the beginning, wasn't as pleasant with Feyre. She was a bit of a dick, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And she took her on a thing. They should have some of that. There should be, well, I don't care. And she'd be like, this is your problem, Nesta. You don't take accountability. You come here and you do this. And she maybe has a realization that she goes, yeah, I do. But it feels like the Nesta development of her character just is so flat. Like we almost get something. We think, oh, there's a Cassie and Nesta moment. Someone walks into a room. They're interrupted. We move on to something. What is this? Like, can we
No,
just
she
get
vomited in that pool. She's not been doing anything. She vomited in
no?
that pool, and that was it. Nothing else has happened with Nesta, and we're like, all right, okay, then cool.
It
Like
feels the
nothing's
character
happened.
development is lacking, unfortunately. And I felt it was really strong in the first 2 books, mostly the second book. And now it's kind of just gone into stuff is happening.
Yeah, I don't want, like, because we've introduced so many characters, I hope, like, when we get to, like, what is it, the Silver Flames one, that, like, there's not going to be like, oh, and a High Lord dies here and another High Lord dies there, and yeah,
I
that other
think that's
person
exactly what's going to be.
died, and you're like, what?
They're going to be like, Helion dies and Lucian finds out it's his dad and on his deathbed. It's going to be like something like that. Or
Yeah.
Callias was taking his army and they died in the midst. And Baron was there, or Eris was there, and he died. Yeah, and then more, you know, hopefully, do you know what we're going to be left with? All the characters we don't like, that we don't care about, like more.
There'll be another creature, I don't know, Bryaxis dead. Falls down the stairs.
I mean, Bryaxis, what? The window was too much. He got burned. I don't know. The sun came in and he died.
I'm like, what? What? Seriously?
I think, yeah, it's just, I'm only enraged because I really want it to be good. I want to enjoy. I think there's a lot of potential with these characters. And the second one, I absolutely loved A Court of Mist and Fury. And it's just really lacking in this Wings of Ruin. I'm basically being handed like mediocre crap right now. And I know it can be better, and it's just not delivering at all.
Well, you've got the last 100 pages to read, and you know could change everything in the last 100 pages.
I'm actually stressed. I'm stressed because now I just think it's going to be an absolute. I guarantee you multiple people going to die.
It's done. It's done. You don't need to read.
We need to go. Yeah.
You could go.
We could be done with this. So what is the next chapters that we're reading, Linda?
Yeah, so you were reading chapter 71 all the way to the very end, which is chapter 82.
Oh, that's not that long.
So there's not that many. That's not that long, actually. There's only, we're at the last 100 pages. So that's it. If you really want, you can read on to the Christmas Novella, but I think you should wait.
Is that, what is that one called?
The Court of Frost and Starlight.
Yes, I've heard people say it's whatever. And I said, okay, so I can skip it. And they went, no, you can't skip it. And I go, well, you just told me it's whatever. Is it important? I think you should read it just for context. And I went, but can I not just, So I have to read it now.
Gotta read it. But
that's going to be a 1 episode review. That's going to be 1 episode. I'm not dragging that one out.
Maybe 2, because it's quite...
No,
it's quite...
One, summarize it. We don't have time. Let's get on to the next one.
Pages. Two episodes for that one, okay?
No.
Linda, read slow.
No.
Linda, read slow.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of A Court of Wings and Ruin.
We hope you made it to the end.
Yes, thank you for listening to my waffle on my aggressive tone, because I care. I'm annoyed. I care.
And I'm just here for the ride.
Well, join us next week where we'll be finishing this Court of Wings and Ruin and finally getting to the finale where we can put this to bed and I can once again breathe, hopefully. But in the meantime, we'll see you next Tuesday, same place at the Literary Labyrinth podcast.
Bye. See you later. Bye.